4-0 Bundesliga Opener.
Yeah, man, that was it was good. I would have been upset if it was 1-0. Not upset. I think that's too strong a word. I think disappointed. But 4-0, that made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think the scoreline was definitely in Bayern's favor, and at the end of it, it was deserved. But going in 1-0 at halftime, I mean, I was like, we got to capitalize on our chances.
Yeah, definitely. Because, I mean, one counterattack away from a draw, and that would have been, after spending $100+ million on Harry Kane, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that would have been so disappointing. But forget all that because that didn't happen.
Yeah. I mean, Harry Kane's first game for Bayern, not the Super Cup, but the first Bundesliga game. And he starts it off with a really nice flick to Sané within like 5 minutes on.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too about Harry Kane is you can tell within these early stages that his link-up play is going to be great. His initial reaction isn't to turn and shoot. His initial reaction is to bring the players in, and I think that's going to benefit the team to have an actual target man.
Yeah, I think that's what Bayern's been missing, right? All last year with Sadio Mane trying to play as a 9 and Tell trying to play as a 9 even now. What Harry Kane does so well is he drops into that space, and he provides an outlet for the defenders, but also for Kimmich or the wingers.
Yeah.
Quick 1-2s. I mean, it was really nice to see.
Well, even that first goal, right? He brings the defender with him, and he creates that hole for Sané to run into.
Yep.
And that was just fucking masterclass.
Yeah.
Wait, we can cuss on this, right?
I think so.
I hope so.
We'll just keep doing it. Yeah. So I mean, going 1-0 in halftime, I was just slightly worried. But once we got that second goal, once Harry Kane got his goal, it definitely felt like the game was put to sleep. But I think it's going to be a couple more, probably 1 or 2 more games before Harry Kane really starts to gel with the team. But the signs are already there. It's not going to take as long as people were thinking. I mean, my brother's a United fan, and he was like, "Oh, I don't know, Harry Kane's not going to score for 10 games probably."
It's not happening.
And I was like, he fits our system so well.
Yeah, he does. One thing that was a little concerning to me in the first half was it looked like a lot of last year's Bayern, where it was a bunch of poor decision-making in that final third. Late decisions. There was a lot of rushing, just trying to... Jamal Musiala, right? He forced it a lot.
Yeah. I think it was more so like all the wingers. It was Coman was doing it, Sané was doing it. It's like they would dribble, they would get past one opponent, and then instead of making the pass, they would try to take on another defender, and they would dribble right into their legs every single time.
Yeah, that one with Davies, I forget at what point of the game, but where Davies, he made that explosive run towards the middle, right, and he took that extra touch, and that got, the defender got it, whoever the fuck it was. Had he not done that and either passed it or just had the shot, that would have been a goal.
Yeah,
that would have been a goal easily.
Yeah, there was one thing or one instance in the game where I forgot who it was. All they had to do was square the ball, and it would have been a wide open goal. And they didn't do it.
Yeah.
And it's those kind of mistakes that we can afford. Yeah, it was Maz. We can afford to do that against teams like Bremen, but we can't afford to make that poor decision. When it comes time for Champions League.
And that's a good point, though, too. Like, we got to remember, 4-0 sounds great. Opener, Harry Kane got his goal, but it's Werder Bremen. It's not fucking, you know what I'm saying? It's not Dortmund. It's not fucking Bayern Leverkusen or anything like that. It's fucking Werder Bremen. What did they get last year? 12th or 13th or something like that? Come on.
But we saw it last week against Leipzig. We didn't finish those chances. We had 5 or 6 really good chances, and we didn't finish a single one of them, and that was frustrating.
We also didn't have any. We had a bunch of wingers up front.
True.
Yeah.
I think Matthias Tell is definitely a talent, and he's going to be a good striker. He's just not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think he's a winger. I think he's better on the wings than he is as a center forward.
Yes.
Every single time he comes in, he might have scored against Bremen.
But where did he score?
But that was a winger play. That wasn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of people being mispositioned, Musiala is being wasted in the fucking middle.
Yeah, I agree. Everyone wants him to be the heir apparent to Muller as a center attacking mid, but
No.
I think he is an out-and-out left winger.
Then
all
what do
day.
you do, though? What do you do? We have all these fucking wingers. You just hope one gets injured or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do?
Well, that's the thing. I think it's a make or break year for Serge Gnabry and Leroy Sané. If Sané continues on this form, he can't be benched.
Oh, no.
You know, so who's that odd man out? It's got to be Gnabry.
It's got to be Gnabry. Coman, he always produces.
Yeah.
And then it's even more difficult now with how high up the fullbacks are pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When teams drop really, really deep, it's hard for our wingers to get space and take on opponents, which is why Coman is so effective, right? Because he doesn't need as much space as, say, Serge Gnabry does to take on a defender, get past that defender, and then hit a cross.
That's true.
I think Coman's better on the right than he is on the left. That's for sure. Not because he can't cut in, but he's not a scorer. Like, he's never been a scorer.
Whoa. You're talking to fucking Mr. Champions League right there. That's it. Come on,
yeah,
man.
well, he headed the ball with his eyes closed. So
it takes true talent.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think Coman is better on the right. Because he can take on a defender. He's right-footed, so he can hit those crosses. And I think it makes more sense on when he's on the left if we don't have a Harry Kane type striker.
Yeah.
Because he can cut in, shoot, whatever. But on the right, he can do both. He can shoot or he can cross.
If he plays on the right, though, where do you put Leroy Sané? That's his best position.
Yeah, I mean, Sané's this Robin-esque type, right? Cut in, hit a shot. I'd like to see maybe Sané in the middle as a center attacking mid.
Nah.
You don't think so?
His touch is not that great.
No.
His first touch is fucking almost like Lukaku. That's an exaggeration. I mean, come on. Like, his first touch is not good enough. That touch is not what I want for a center attacking mid.
I guess.
I want silky, like, you know.
Well, then you got to put Jamal Musiala in the middle.
But he's wasted in the fucking middle.
Why?
Because, man, like, think about his best work when everybody was like, "Yo, this kid is the truth. He's the next kid." What's that award?
Golden Boy.
Golden Boy, yeah. He's Golden Boy. All of that happened from when he was pushing out on the left.
Yeah.
Then when they saw how good his ball handling skills was and his touch and all that, that's when they started pushing him in the middle and he started losing his lethal ability. Now, even when he starts in the middle, he's most effective when he comes from the left side anyway. He favors going to the left side anyway. So it's just like, that's where he needs to be. But with him there, who do you put in his place in the middle? You can't put Coman, right? It's not happening. Can't put Gnabry. It's too. I don't think his decision making is always there. Thomas Müller, yeah, okay, put him there, but then we start doing that fucking Robin or Ribéry crutch where we depend solely on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's a difficult fucking position. We have too many wingers.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be Gnabry's last year at Bayern, especially if Sané keeps his form that he started this season with. But
that and like from a financial standpoint, like Bayern does not want to sell Gnabry because you know how much they spend. They see him as the future. Gnabry, I can't remember, but I don't think it was that fucking much.
No, it wasn't. I think it was like $8 million or something like that. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, but we all know that he's gonna fucking just turn it on at the end of the season, and then we're not gonna sell him.
And they're gonna give him a new 5-year contract.
Exactly, man. Yeah. He does just.
He did come in clutch the last couple games of the season last year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, Musiala obviously scored the game-winning goal, or the league-winning goal.
Yeah.
But if it wasn't for Gnabry getting a few goals in back-to-back games, I don't know if Bayern would have beat Dortmund out for the title.
Who else stood out to you in the game?
I think Goretzka did for me.
Okay.
I think Goretzka's been in a tough position over the last year. And, you know, I've been saying it on our Discord and Bleacher Report, things like that if Kimmich is truly going to play as a jersey number 6,
Yeah.
but not stay back, and break up plays and stuff like that. Kimmich is an 8 through and through. I don't know why he's wearing a 6, but Goretzka this past game really dropped back more than I think I've seen him do every time he's played.
Yeah.
But I think that really is what made a difference. I mean, Werder had a couple chances that looked good, but at the end of the day, Bayern held Werder Bremen to one shot on goal, and that was a free kick, and it was a routine save for Sven Ulrich. So, is it just because it's Werder Bremen, or is it because the just Bayern's defense played really, really well? I think it's a combination of both.
Yeah. 2 things can definitely be true. I fucking love Kim. I've never seen so much poise in a defender since fucking... Who was that fucking... In 2006 World Cup, Italy defender. I cannot remember the name. Anyway, I have not seen so much poise. He's just calm. Everything about him. Even that tackle where he got carded, he got all ball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows what he's doing. He's smart.
Yeah, but there was a couple play in this. I'll chalk this up to him being new to the league and to the team and things like that, communication. But there was a few chances that there was one specific through ball that he misjudged the speed of the ball and then got caught out. I think that's the play where he got a yellow card.
Yeah.
But he misjudged that pass. That's what led to it. Had he been positioned properly, he would have. He would have got. He wouldn't have had to make that tackle, basically.
To your point about Goretzka and Kimmich, this is the first time in a long time that I've seen them listen and communicate with each other, so that's really good. I think, though, on the moments when Kimmich and Goretzka did go up, I think the defense, they were smart enough to realize it. And I think Kim does a good job of talking to his teammates, and so I think either I couldn't really see it because most of the time it was off screen, but I can only imagine, right? If he's as an experienced defender as we think he is, I think that he told someone or himself went to go fill that number 6 role, and I think that was brilliant, and that's what you need. That's exactly what you need. Yeah,
I think over the next couple of months as Kim continues to gel, I think De Ligt and Kim are going to be the starting center back duos.
Yeah, I was
with
going to ask
Upa Makamo, kind of subbing in.
Yeah,
I'd also like to see Upa as a 6, but that's
And so that's what I was thinking about that too. So like, with 3 great center backs, right?
Yeah.
What if we put Kim as a number 6? Do a little John Stones thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if Kim's passing range is there.
Really?
He hit a couple good passes in preseason, but he needs whoever plays 6 and for Bayern needs to be able to turn quickly and distribute the ball. And I don't know if Kim is there. Now, I think Upa fits better as a 6 right now because he hits those killer passes from center back to the center attacking mid or even a striker who's getting into space behind the defender. So what he's doing is he's making that one pass and is getting past the opposition's press. Once they get past the press, they can turn and run at the defenders. And that's actually, I was going to talk about that for the game too. The whole first half, even into the second half, Bayern's turns, like a half turn, they get the ball and they were half turning quick, and then they were running at the defense. Like, that worked so well. And luckily, Bremen at halftime definitely made the swap and basically stopped doing that, and they would just come through and foul the Bayern players when they're trying to turn. And I get that, right? It's a tactical decision, but I think that was another positive for the game. But
you think that Upa being a number 6 with how easily and often he gets caught out,
is it worse than what we have right now?
I mean, I feel like
you have Kimmich playing as a 6 and he's standing at the top of the 18.
Hey man, it's a renaissance man.
Sure, yeah, we'll redefine the position of the 6.
My point is though, like, Upa overcommits.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And then he's just going to leave a big-ass fucking gap. And what's the point of having him there?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, honestly, I wish Bayern would play a back three. I know they experimented with it under Nagelsmann, but we have too many good players to not be playing a back three. And especially against, 4-2-3-1, our true and tried formation. It works well.
That's my favorite formation.
It is my favorite formation too. I played in every single Football Manager, every single FIFA, but
you can't lose, man.
But
the double pivot.
Yeah, but we're not double pivoting. We're not even single pivoting.
We're not pivoting.
The problem, I think, with the back three is that maybe it's because we don't have a six or someone who can break up plays. In the Bundesliga specifically,
Javi Martinez.
Right. In the Bundesliga, it's not necessarily hard to play a 4-2-3-1, but when teams park the bus, we consistently need that additional attacker going forward, and that's what Kimmich is doing. He's trying to be that additional attacker going forward because the teams put 10 people behind the ball.
Do we need that extra attacker going forward, or did we need a fucking target man, which is now what we had? We had a bunch of wingers trying to be target
man. Are we?
He can hold the ball. That's a big boy.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of, I guess, what we're gonna see over the next couple of weeks.
Big body Harry Kane
is just, can Harry Kane hold up the play long enough to get our wingers into the play?
Yeah. Did you order your jersey?
At least I did not. So I went to go do it, and it sat in my cart, and then I didn't order it. So I need to order it, but I'm getting the third kit, the white one.
The white one, okay.
Yeah, third white Harry Kane, number 9. It's my next one, but yeah. So speaking of Harry Kane, let's talk about the transfer. What was going through your mind during the whole week?
Well, let's bring it back a little bit. At the beginning of this, you know that I was against this transfer.
I know you were.
I was like, man, fuck Harry Kane. This dude is fucking garbage water. Yeah. And I don't think that this is a good signing, right?
Yeah.
As time went on and I started doing a little bit more research on Harry Kane, I would come into the office and be like, hey, man, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this transfer. And so, yeah, man, as the transfer got closer, I kept getting more and more nervous. I'm like, Levy, you bitch, don't you fuck this up for me. Now that I really got excited, now you're going to take this from me. But when it finally happened, I definitely felt a lot of relief. What I like about Harry Kane that I've seen so far, and through like the research that I've seen, like his interviews and all that stuff, I like how professional he is. He's got that dog in him. You know what I'm saying? Like he is just, he lives, breathes, thinks football. Like that's it.
100%.
And you can tell that he's a team player. You can tell that he'll do whatever. He'll sacrifice himself for the team. My coach used to say, die for your teammate when I was a kid. And I get that when I see him dying for his teammates. And so that's awesome. I'm definitely going to get a Harry Kane jersey. You know, at the beginning of the season, and it's funny, at the beginning of the season, I was going to get another player's jersey who, as you know, I didn't want in Bayern Munich, was Sané. I was like, not happening. Not my Bayern Munich, baby. But yeah, I was gonna get Sané, but then like I said, after doing the research and stuff, I was like, yo, Kane is that guy, man. He is the epitome of Bayern Munich, which is dying for your fucking teammate.
Yeah, I knew this transfer was gonna happen a long time ago. In fact, even before I mentioned it to you, this is a month and a half ago. My brother came down. We were hanging out, and I was like, Harry Kane's gonna go to Bayern Munich, and my brother, being a Manchester United fan, was like, no, he's going to United.
That's what I thought,
and I was like, I don't think Daniel Levy is dumb enough to sell Harry Kane to a Prem rival, specifically one who competes, for mid-table like Tottenham does. I'm just kidding. Last year, United didn't play too bad, but
funny. This year they're gonna kill.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Ten Hag's done a really, really good job with them, but yeah, I mean, the Bayern Munich was missing that 9.
Yes.
And it was so evident last year,
Yes.
time after time. I mean, Robert Lewandowski is arguably the greatest striker to ever play the game. In terms of statistics, what he did for the Bundesliga, what he did for Bayern Munich. I mean, I really wish we could have kept him, and I really wish the board would have done more to keep him. But at the end of the day, we couldn't lose him for free.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich does not play that game. If you don't want to be here, you can go. And that's basically what we did. We sent him over to Barcelona, but I think Bayern knew that they had a good chance of signing Harry Kane last year, like in the previous window. Yeah. Now, do I think we paid a little bit too much for a guy 1 year left on his contract? We maybe could have got him for free this coming summer. I don't. I think Bayern had to do it. We'll put it like that. I think they had to make that move because had they not this window, Harry Kane would probably go to a Prem rival next summer for free.
He would have gone to Man United.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
Actually, no, Chelsea maybe.
Chelsea, Newcastle, even though they have Alexander Isaac, but I think
that guy's he's a menace.
I know he is, but even still, I think Harry Kane. What I appreciate about him is, watching his interviews, things like that. I mean, he's like, everyone keeps talking about the goal record.
Yeah.
He's like, but I wanted to experience a new challenge.
Yeah.
And I think Bayern will probably, I think he signed a 4-year contract, but I think he'll stay at Bayern for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think in that amount of time, maybe Matthias Tell grows, gets taller, faster. Maybe he becomes that 9. He's 19.
Taller?
Yeah,
he's gonna hit a giant growth spurt.
I mean, he's like 5'7". Like he's got to grow. I don't know how tall he is, but he just seems smaller.
He does need some.
And it's like you mentioned earlier. Bayern really do need like that target man-esque 9 that can hold the play up,
100%,
but also is quick with their feet. So maybe Tell does develop into that. Maybe we develop him as a winger, and we look for in 3 years, I think Bayern will sell him back to Tottenham, so he can break that Alan Shearer's record. Now, for me, I was on Twitter saying the same thing, but that goal scoring record is great.
Yeah,
I'd love for Harry Kane to pass that one day, but if Erling Haaland stays at Manchester City, he will beat that record before he turns 30.
Oh, for sure.
So do you like, hey, I got the record, do you have it for 3 years and then it goes away? Like, is that going to be your own legacy?
Yeah, he's got to win some trophies.
It's right, and it's some Premier League fans are the worst fans in the world, right? Because they think that league is just, if you were the highest goal scorer ever in one league, that record will never be broken. But that's the thing, records are meant to be broken.
Yes.
Now there's some records that maybe won't be broken, like Messi scoring, 91 goals in a calendar year.
Yeah, that was fantastic. What a time to be alive. We don't talk about that enough.
We don't. I think Messi and Ronaldo are the two greatest players to ever play the game.
Yes.
I think Messi's better.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I think Messi is fucking amazing. I used to be on the Ronaldo train when I was young. I fucking the step overs, all that shit, the flats and shit. That was amazing to me when I was a kid coming up, and I was just like, yo, this guy's the fucking truth. I started to not so much be impressed by Ronaldo when he went to Real Madrid, and he stopped. But he changed his play style because he got older, right? He wasn't as fast. You have to.
I can barely do a step over now.
My old Achilles, man. I don't know. No, but when he stopped, when he changed his style of play, I kind of really, it didn't take away from how great he was.
Right.
He's still a great player. But another thing that comes into it for me is the personality of the player, the whole whole rounded concept of the person, Yeah. And so with Messi, man, humble. He's having a ball every time he's out there. It's great. I'm definitely buying a Miami jersey.
What I laugh now is, people are heavily divided on Ronaldo or Messi. I think they're both fantastic players. Mm-hmm. But I'll see posts on social media talking about how Ronaldo led the way for all these players to go to Saudi Arabia.
He even said that.
Yeah, I know, and I sit there thinking to myself, I'm like, no, you didn't. The money did.
Yeah,
like
the money.
let's talk about this, right? Because
Xavi led the way.
The people going to Saudi Arabia, I have huge. It's not necessarily a disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't think badly of them.
Okay.
I understand what they're doing, right? They're trying to get paid, and that's fine.
Right.
But to pretend that the Saudi league is anything comparable to
the MLS, he said
not
even compared it to the MLS.
I know what he did, but I'm talking about just in terms of general, like the Saudi league is nothing.
Yeah,
and people are chasing money, and that's fine. If you want to do that, that is fine. But I don't think it is in a sporting nature, not nature, but I don't think it's sporting. They're not making that decision for sporting reasons. They are not trying to improve the league. They are not trying to influence whatever. That they are strictly chasing money, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But don't pretend that you're not.
So this
and the MLS is the same thing.
Oh, for sure.
Well, it's not the same thing, right? The players aren't chasing the money in the MLS, but
yeah, they are. What?
Yeah, I don't think so because the MLS players aren't paid that highly.
Yeah, them.
Yeah,
but the players
so
that
Messi,
yeah,
Messi. What was it? Apple. I read what this contract was, and it was something stupid. Like
the prices across
Apple,
the league went up.
Yeah, and well, that's the poor thing, right? That's the Bundesliga is great because the ticket prices are always so low.
Yeah,
it's the lowest of the top 5 leagues. You can go to a game in Bayern Munich for like €18.
Yeah,
for not great seats, but not terrible seats. You know, and like the Class A seats are like €100.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go to an Inter Miami game against Charlotte FC or whatever the fucking team down here is, it's like $400. Yeah. $400. That's like I'm trying to go to an Arsenal game. It's the same price. Like that's ridiculous. Jesus. Just and don't get me wrong, I love Messi. I think he's a great player, and I've seen him play once.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it's a great experience, but I'm not going to pay $400 to go to watch an MLS game. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, it's not happening.
You know,
I am buying that Inter Miami jersey though.
Sure, but it's like Taylor Swift tickets. Like
T Swift.
You got to pay so much money just to go see this in person. Like I can watch it on my TV and get.
I get it. However, I've always said that.
But U.S. soccer fans are the worst. So like it's like I'm going to an MLS game to listen to terrible chants about how I believe we can win or whatever dumb shit.
Hey, that was a fucking movement. All right, don't you dare.
Sure it was. And yeah, but like it's just not worth $400 to me.
What I will say, back to your Saudi Arabia stuff, right? Get your money, Kings. I get it, right? Get your fucking money. When they're past a certain age, 30s, mid-30s, and all that stuff, do it. What I don't understand and what I don't have any respect for is when you see players in their 20s, in their early 20s, going to Saudi Arabia, and they go into these Russia back in the day, and China back in the day,
Yeah.
It's like...
You're talking like Oscar.
Yeah, it's like, you're wasting your fucking... What? Like, you're supposed to... But, like you said, it's not sporting reasons, and we're coming from it from the fan standpoint, saying like,
right.
Yo, man, you still got good years. You got to think about all the stuff to think about. They got all these people that depend on them.
Yeah.
All these people that they want to take care of. They want to make sure everybody's good.
Right, and it's commendable. Like Sadio Mane is a good example, right? He's for a long time he has taken a lot of his money and just given it to the town that he's from, in Senegal. But like he's from Senegal, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. But point being, like they're doing good stuff with the money. I'm not saying they're not.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, like Neymar, what the fuck does Neymar need money for? More money for.
So
and did you see his contract? Like he's like they're paying for him to have like a 25 fucking room mansion, like 8 full-time staff members to take care of the house and the meals and like everything.
That's the dream.
Sure.
That's the dream.
Yeah, but you don't need to go to Saudi Arabia to do that. You got enough money to do that now.
Yeah, Neymar likes to be the star. He just likes to be the center.
Sure.
He likes to be pampered.
That's why Barcelona never won a Champions League with them.
No. It's
because when you have players like Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, what everyone considers superstars, right? I've always said it, right? You can only have one conductor on a team.
Yep.
And the conductor is the one that dictates everything.
Who's our conductor right now? Kane? Sane?
It's Kimmich.
Kimmich? Yeah. Oh, conductor. I was thinking
Conductor.
star.
No, just a conductor, like to orchestrate everything. So when you try to, and that's why PSG didn't do well either, right? Because when Mbappe wants everything to go through him, but Messi wants everything to go through him, it causes that tension, right?
Well, that I wouldn't say that they were conductors, though. I think they were just a bunch of young stars that didn't fucking... There was no leader. There was no leaders of men on that team. Ramos was there, but he was fucking injured all the fucking time.
That's what a conductor does, though.
Thiago Silva, I mean...
Even before that, PSG wasn't good.
No, I'm saying Thiago Silva isn't a leader of men.
No.
Look at Brazil, what he's done.
Yeah.
He's too fucking emotional.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? When I say conductor, it's really who's dictating the tempo of play.
Thomas Müller is our conductor
when he plays. I mean, he's getting older now, but in the past he was. But just go back. Let's go back to Thomas Müller. I mean, I think he is the most underrated player maybe in the world ever. I mean, you look at how many different metrics do you want to look at? He's in the top. I think he might be top 5, but he's definitely top 10 in goals scored in the Champions League history. Mm-hmm. He has more goals than Henry, Rooney, etc. in the Champions League. Mm-hmm. He's got more assists than Messi does, I'm pretty sure, over their career. I mean, everyone talks about how good of a playmaker Messi is, but Thomas Müller isn't in the same breath.
Okay, first of all, let's not forget, Messi had Xavi and fucking Iniesta. Let's not forget.
I get that. I'm not talking about goals. I'm talking about assists. That's Thomas Müller providing for his teammates. Messi has turned more into a playmaker, I think, over the last couple of years, and that's fine because he has great vision. Like, I'm not saying he's bad at all as a playmaker, but he's definitely, like, Thomas Müller does not get the recognition I feel like he deserves.
Is it because he's not as flashy, or?
Sure. I mean, Thomas Müller is the most goofy player I've ever seen play the game.
He looks like if a horse walked on 2 legs.
Yeah, but he is a horse. I don't know. But you talk about like one team players, things like that. People will probably say like Totti is better than Muller, but I just don't see it. Like, Thomas Müller is Bayern through and through. Everything about him, like, he is so funny too.
Oh yeah,
I love his celebrations. Like, did you see the interview? Like when Harry Kane was walking around the thing, and he was like. He's like, no, they told me Harry Kane was coming, so I had to sit out. He's just a good guy. Yeah. Like he is the team. Like, he is one of the team leaders.
But he's a true professional, true competitor.
Yeah, I mean, if he will be part of the Bayern board. Yes. At some point.
I want him 100%. To be a coach. I want him to be
a
coach.
I think he'd make. I don't know if he'd make a good coach. But
you don't think so? His tactical awareness.
But that's for his play style, and not many players have that play style.
But he could, like, you remember during COVID,
yeah,
right?
I get
there was no fans. We could hear everything.
Yeah,
he would not shut the fuck up the entire game. True. He was directing people where to go the entire game.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of players do that. That's the thing.
Nah, not to the effect of him. They listen to him.
Well, that's sure, and that's
Kimmich yells the whole game.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if Thomas Müller will be a coach, but I do hope one day him, Schweinsteiger, and Philipp Lahm are the board of Bayern.
I think I saw somewhere Philip was saying something about he's focusing on.
Yeah, sure, but Philipp Lahm's like what? How old is he now? Like, he's got to be like 38? Yeah. At least he's older than 35.
In my heart, he's young. In my heart, he can still strap up them boots.
I mean, talk about a player who played 700 plus games, never got a red card. That is insane. Benjamin Pavard gets a red card. One game into the season. Like,
let's talk about Benjamin Pavard.
Let's do it.
Him leaving, or him staying, I meant, Stanisic leaving to go to Bayer Leverkusen is not something that I think is smart at all. No,
and so all through preseason, Benjamin Pavard started every game during preseason, and every single time they would take the team photo, this fool is looking off to the side, not paying attention. Like, his body language just isn't there. Like, he does not want to be at Bayern.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what is going through the board's mind, saying, let's keep Benjamin Pavard and let's loan out Stanisic, who has been a faithful servant.
Yep.
He has shown he can play.
Yep.
I mean, how good did he do against PSG and Mbappe
I was just about to
in
say
that second leg. I mean, he pocketed Mbappe, and that's hard to do, right? Now, it's a whole team effort, obviously, but, Stanisic has proven that he can play at that level.
Yeah.
And he has been at that level for, I'd say, 2 years.
Pavard, it's kind of the same case as James Rodriguez. A good goal in the World Cup and rode that forever.
Well, so this is the thing. I don't think Pavard is a bad defender. I don't think he's a bad right back. But his insistence that he wants to play center back, and when Bayern play him as center back, we give up fucking goals. So, like his positioning isn't always there. He has lapses of judgment. And
what's with fucking right backs demanding to play center back? David Alaba, right? Sergio Ramos was another one, right? And like I don't understand what that. Just play what you got bought to play. Now I can't say that shit though because we bought Davies as a winger.
Hey man, we're gonna play you as left back. Turned out to be Bayern. Well, maybe Bayern's top 5 signings of the last decade. So.
Well, I won't say that Pavard is bad, right? I don't think that he is the type of right back that we need for this team. I don't think that he needs a team where the right backs don't maybe push up as much.
Yeah, I mean
we rely on our right backs pushing up and overlapping.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand the board's decision here. Well, you loan out Stanisic, so Leverkusen loaned him. No option to buy, nothing. Bayern have a good relationship with them, right? Xabi Alonso's the coach. We know that Stanisic is going to do well at. We know that he's going to do well at Leverkusen. Yeah. That's fine. I appreciate that. They also said that Stanisic is not for sale. He is a part of our plans for the future. Like, that was a quote that I saw in one of the reports, right? But why would you want to... this is what I have a problem with. If you don't want to be at Bayern Munich, why are we trying to force him to stay? When we're going to lose him for free next year, like, why not take Inter's offer? I understand it wasn't the valuation, and Bayern is about that. Like, we value the player this much. You either meet that or you don't. Or same with paying, right? We either pay that or we don't. But you can't turn around and say, all right, Bayern spent $100 million on Kane, which is more than they valued him. But then you keep Pavard because Inter aren't offering what you value that player as. Yeah. And it's not that Inter's offer was bad. I think I saw it was reported it was 25 plus 5 million add-ons, and Bayern Munich wanted like 5 million more. Plus 5. We already gave Inter Jan Sommer for next to nothing. I think it was like 6.75 million euro. Yeah. And that's fine, right? Sommer did a great job coming in.
It was a big circumstance. So.
We definitely... Well, it was included in his contract that we would... we could sign. We could sell him for what we paid for him, basically. But, like, we have that relationship with Inter, so... Like, why isn't that relationship being exposed to being like, hey, this is how much we want, you either pay it or we walk?
Maybe they're trying to keep in mind that they still want to buy 6. They still want to buy 6, spend 110.
This is the thing. What 6s are available that we could get that realistically we could get that are available right now that we would not have to pay $100 million for?
Oh yeah, that's the issue.
And so that's my thing, right?
You have to take a gamble on a young kid.
You have Goretzka, Kimmich, Gravenbach, Leimer, right? We have 4 central midfielders. You're telling me not a single fucking one of them can play as a 6?
And you know what? You're right though, because you remember, it all it comes down to is the coach telling the players, "Stay fucking back, or you don't play." Right? Yeah. Because that's what Jopankis did with Ribery and Robben. If you do not track back, you will not fucking play, and they did it.
Yeah. And I mean that's it. Maybe that's all Thomas Tuchel has to do is let them know. I mean, it was obviously against Werder Bremen. It was a good start. Now that there was still some holes, things like that I saw, but like, you can't say you're like Kimmich. You can't say you're a 6, and a lot of people will harp on that. Kimmich doesn't respect Thomas Tuchel, but if you actually watch the interview when they asked about it, he actually smiled when he said, "I am the 6." So I think he knows that he's not a 6. And the thing with Bayern is we don't stick to traditional positions, right? Like we'll line up in a let's say a 4-2-3-1, we'll line up like that.
Right.
But it changes constantly. We're very fluid. Like we'll go to a back three a lot when we're pushing forward. Our wingers switch. Like, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of movement going on.
There's a lot of movement, but not enough communication, though.
Sure.
And that's where the problem is.
But I think Kimmich and Goretzka is our best pairing. I like Leimer, but he works hard, but it's like that guy that works hard for no reason.
He's that guy that you put in the field and you're like, hey, stay on that player and don't let him move.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and all fucking day, he's just clipping at his ankles and he gets the, you know what I mean? But he overcommits.
Yeah.
And same thing with Kimmich. Like, Kimmich is not a good open field defender at all. So you can't, like, by default, he's not a 6.
Yeah.
Like, he cannot, he goes in and he stabs the ball. He, like, turns and puts his little foot out there and tries to get the ball. And it doesn't work. Like, players go past him, players go through him. He's not physically that strong.
No.
Now, his vision and his turns and whatnot are good, but he gets caught out. How many times have we seen it where he'll pass it back to, you know, a defender will hit it back into the middle to him, and then all he has to do is turn around the player, and he gets fucking caught. He gets caught out.
Yeah.
And then now they have a counter, and then they score.
Yeah.
It's happened like 3, 4, 5 times like in the last couple games. So, like, you know, is that playing a 6? Is that what we want out of a 6 role? It's not.
I need that discipline.
But him going forward, he created the most chances in the Bundesliga last year. So, like, you need him. You need him going forward, but you also need someone to cover him in the midfield because he will get caught out.
And we need someone else taking corners, too.
For sure. Oh, my God. That was... if Kimmich takes one more corner, I'm going to throw my remote from my TV. His corners are shit.
Like, we keep talking about statistics and all that stuff, but, like, that look at that one, please.
The commentators yesterday during the game were like, Kimmich has taken something like 220 corners over like the last year, and like we've maybe scored on like 3 of them. And now that's not to say part of the reason is because we have not had an aerial threat all of last year. You know, our big defenders get up there, but they get up there to head the ball back across goal. That's why Kimmich is lofty ones.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I get that. But when he tries to, like, hit them with pace into the box, it's to the fucking first defender, and they head it out every single time.
Who should we have?
Sané, Leroy Sané, all day.
Yeah.
He took like 3 or 4 corners yesterday, and I was like, oh, maybe they've been listening to our Discord, right? And maybe they'll finally realize that Sané can hit corners in with pace, and it causes problems for defenders.
Yeah.
And so we took like the first 3, and we're like, great, hell yeah. And then here comes Kimmich, just gonna loft the fucking ball in the box. I honestly, I think Bayern should take every single corner short.
What?
Yep. Maybe
like
not
Barcelona short. Like pass it.
Yeah. So like corner, you know, one touch to the player standing right next to it, and then they can dribble.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because we don't have aerial threats in the box. Like we do.
Yeah.
You know, with Harry Kane, we have someone who can actually finish a header.
Harry Kane, De Ligt,
okay,
Kim.
And
I know Kim could fucking finish.
Right, but the problem is that the crosses are never good enough to get to them.
That's the only part that we got to change, though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You will if you take the corner short, the defense is going to push up.
Yeah,
and there's that space between them and the goal.
Mm-hmm.
That's the space we need to exploit. Oh. When we are taking corners, we are standing in the box. Like, we run in a little bit, but like we never get someone who is just open. I mean, we you know, eventually every corner, you know, you take enough corners, one or two will eventually work, but you know, I don't think we move enough in the box, and I don't think our runs are very good. Like, we just they don't practice. We don't practice set pieces.
Right. I think we practice too much, not too much, right? But I think we practice a lot more open play, switching positions like you were talking about. Like, we practice that more than anything.
Yeah, and like, we are not a threat on set pieces.
I can't remember the last time we were actually a threat on set pieces.
I mean, a threat is a relative term, right? Like,
what is a consistently threat? Scoring off of set pieces.
We just have to be more clever in what we're doing. Like, it's so telepathic. Like, all right, Kimmich is going to take the corner, he's going to loft it up, and then Upamecano or De Ligt's going to be on the back post, and they're going to try to hit it back across the box, and one of our wingers is going to tap it in. It's the same thing every single time.
Yeah.
At least with Sane taking corners, he hits them with pace, and he either forces the goalie to punch it out, or the defenders don't have as much time to anticipate the trajectory of the ball and to get into position to head it. I think
I was so wrong about Sane, man. I was so fucking wrong. Oh man,
Sane is one of those players that, like, if he's very emotional. Yes. If he has the confidence, he is unplayable. I think he might be one of the best wingers in the world. Now, when people get on him for missing easy opportunities, which we rightfully do, when his confidence gets shattered, he is ass. Like, he is not good.
Yeah.
He just wrong decision after wrong decision.
Did you see that? Did you see him do that foul on the guy when he tracked back because he got fouled and no one said anything?
Oh yeah,
I love when he does that.
Absolutely,
shit. I fucking
do it. Get a yellow card.
I love it when he does that.
But that's the emotion we need.
Yeah, definitely that Ribéry emotion.
Yeah,
Ribéry was just like that.
Mm-hmm.
But speaking of French and getting down on players, Matthias Ted.
Yeah.
That is fucking sadly something that always happens in Europe, around the world, really.
Yeah.
I know that
you're talking about the
racist comments,
all the abuse he got online after the Super Cup.
Yeah. I think sometimes we as fans, we forget that these are fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That with emotions and feelings and all that stuff, and they're just trying to work. This is their job. We do it for fun, but they do it for work.
Yeah.
And so, like, to have to deal with that is not something that anyone should have to go through. So I grew up in Germany, for people that don't know, and I played in different countries, like when we would travel, and I suffered not a lot. Let's not get crazy. I suffered a couple of instances of racism while playing soccer in Germany and in Italy.
Soccer.
Okay. It's so weird. Like, every time I want to say, like, every time that I'm, like, in the States, right, I'll be like, yeah, soccer, or football, or foosball, or anything like that. They're like, what the fuck? You fucking what? Hey, we're fucking America, man. I'm like, all right. So, my GPS right now says USA, so that's why I'm saying soccer. But yeah, I experienced a lot of that playing in Italy and in Germany, and it's not fucking fun. It does something to you to where it's like you don't even want to fucking play anymore.
Yeah.
You feel you doubt yourself. In some cases,
people basically telling you you're less than a human.
You're less than a fucking human. And what I liked, two things I liked about Matthias Tell yesterday, right? One, he scored, came on the field, fucking put in a shift. But his celebration.
I did see that. I was like, you tell him.
His celebration was
shut
like,
the fuck up.
Shut your fucking mouth. I don't hear shit you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that you need. And I hope, his teammates rallied, because my teammates, they rallied behind me. I was me and another kid named Patrick were the only two black kids on the team. And yeah, when that happened, my teammates, they rallied with us. You know what I'm saying? They supported us. They wanted to fight. We were like, no, don't do that, please. So I hope and I believe that Bayern Munich, they, especially Goretzka, because he's spoken out before, right? And so that was, I don't know, it was heartbreaking because it's like, yo, it's 2023, dude. Like, what are we still doing?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's all online, right? So, like, yeah, man, you're super cool. You're on Instagram, whatever, telling some 18-year-old kid to fucking go die. Yeah. Because you gotta remember, this kid is 18.
Yes.
Or is he 18? I think he's 18 or 19. I think he just had a birthday. I'd have to look it up. But, like, you are... Yeah, he knows he had a bad game in the Super Cup. He had, like, 3 or 4, like, good chances that on any other day that he would score. And because he missed those chances, you're gonna...
He's 18.
He's 18, yeah. So you're gonna, like, what? You telling him he's worthless? What? I don't even know what people said. Yeah. I didn't even see it. But, like, at no point should that ever be accepted. And I like how Bayern came out with their statement. Obviously, they have to do it, right? But the players stand behind him, and you can see that. They all celebrate with him. The kid's the youngest kid on the team, and he is what? How many goals did he have last year? 6 goals as an 18-year-old for Bayern Munich. That's like that's Musiala trajectory. Exactly. He's gonna be good.
That's Rashford trajectory.
Exactly. He is gonna be a good player.
Yes,
and he is a player for Bayern Munich's future. Now, what I would be interested to see is how many of those, and this I say it all the time because it happens on Bleacher Report every once in a while. How many people are making those comments because they placed a bet, and now they're losing that bet?
That doesn't mean that you need to fucking be racist, though.
Sure, I 100% agree.
Losing money,
it shouldn't. But it does.
Like, that's a human.
I understand. I agree. But I'm saying I think there's a correlation between there's 2 things, right? One, I think people get too invested, and by invested I mean money. That's why I think there's betting. But 2, I really do think that with Harry Kane's transfer, Bayern is obviously one of the biggest clubs in the world, so you're going to attract a lot of people from a lot of different places. How many fans, are they actually Bayern fans that are doing that? Or is it just random people?
Yeah, because I don't feel like, you know what? You have a point. And I don't think that anybody that's a real Bayern Munich fan, right? Would ever say anything like that.
A true Bayern fan.
A true Bayern fan say anything like that to any of our players, to any players, period, because that's just not our culture.
Right.
That's not how we are.
And that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Is, are those people truly Bayern Munich fans? If they are, then they should never be allowed to come to a game ever again.
Or are they Real Madrid fans?
Yeah, or are they Real Madrid fans? Are they Barcelona fans? Are they, angry Tottenham fans because Harry Kane left? How many of them
the plot thickens.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So I 100% stand behind Tell. I think he is 100%. A fantastic player. He's a great human being. Even listening to his interviews where he talks about wanting to stay, wanting to fight for his position, 100%. That's the that's the Bayern mentality.
Yes.
That's what makes players successful at Bayern. It's not the bullshit where you're I don't know. It's not. You're not walking around like Benjamin Pavard. You are.
You're not walking around like Gravenbach.
You breathe Bayern Munich. You know that you are young, that you have growing to do, and you realize that, but you put in the effort to get better.
Yes. And
Matthias Tell has gotten so good over the last year since we've had him, right? How much did we pay for him? It was actually a surprising amount. I think it was 20 or 25 million from France, but I think that'll turn out to be a bargain buy.
Yeah, definitely. I think, Tell, if you ever listen to this, keep your fucking head up, kid. You are more than enough. More than enough. I really hope that he stays for a very long time. When we talk about the mentality, though, you know what I say about Sanchez. You know how I feel about him. Am I wearing a Sanchez jersey right now? Yep. I love Sanchez. I loved him, man. But he just didn't have that fucking mentality. He didn't have that. He had a good fucking Euro.
Yep.
And got his ego inflated, and then got fucking humbled when he got to Munich.
Yeah, but he's one of those players. A lot of times, and this is what happens. It's happened to multiple players, right? We're talking about James Rodriguez, Sanchez. Even in the MLS, we're talking about Freddie Adu. These players show that they have the ability and the potential to be good.
Yeah.
But with that potential comes expectations.
Yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of players fall apart is they make these big money moves. They start making way more money. They start doing dumb shit. They don't train as hard because they feel like they've made it. That kind of shit is what derails players.
What do you think about Gravenbach then?
Same thing. I think that he has the potential to be really, really good. But for whatever reason, he does not want to fight for his position.
I think he thinks that he should be getting more time than he does.
Because he was starting at Ajax, and Ajax is...
They're no slouch, but come on, it's fucking Netherlands.
Right. You are a good player, but you're not the best player on Bayern Munich.
Yeah. You're not
know
the
what I mean?
best midfielder.
Well,
come
yeah,
on.
that's what I meant. Like
Yeah.
you are fourth in the pecking order right now. And
Yeah.
honestly, just a side note, did you see in the friendly against Liverpool that Pavlak, young kid coming from Bayern too, he's on the senior team now.
Yes.
He looked good as
Yeah,
a
he
center
did.
defensive mid. And I get it's a friendly and whatever, but like he looked calm on the ball. He hit a couple great passes. Like I think he's another one to look out for.
I don't remember. Is Tuchel one of those coaches that like gives the youth chances or no?
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
I can't. Remember.
I think Tuchel is more of the I'm gonna find my established, 11 and play them the majority of the time. But I think if you show in training, like if you have a good week of training, I think he is the type of coach that will give you a cameo for sure.
I couldn't remember because you have those coaches that rely heavily on the youth.
Yeah, but Bayern Munich's never really been like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a good academy. We have a pretty decent second team.
Yes.
We compete in the third Bundesliga. But it's a big step from second team to first team. And unfortunately not a lot of players can handle that. Like what's it, Aryan Ibrahimovic? He's one of our youngsters that like he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
But is he better than Sane? Is he better than Gnabry?
I hope that he doesn't leave though, and that's the thing.
But that's the problem. How many young players have left Bayern Munich that now play for a Bundesliga team? Like even Werder Bremen, Mitchell Weiser. Mitchell Weiser. He was never a bad player.
No,
he just not quite good enough to. And it's not. Are you a good enough player? It's are you a good enough player consistently to unseat who is starting or who is the first or second, choice for that position. And I think that's where Gravenbach lacks is that he feels like he should be playing, but his performances when he plays don't always show that.
Not consistent.
He's good. I think he's a good player. It's just his attitude, I think, is at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's his mentality.
Yeah.
He does not want to put in the effort to unseat Kimmich or Goretzka. And that's very, very hard to do because they're both very, very good.
Basically fucking out.
Yeah, so, like, what do you do? Like, if you're Bayern Munich, what do you do? Liverpool want to buy him for, like, $30 million? Like, is it worth it?
I say, if I'm Bayern Munich, man, I'm fucking loaning him out.
That's what I
loan him back to Ajax to get his fucking confidence up.
That's what I've said as well. I think you loan out Gravenbach. I think I did say you loan out Tell as well, but I think for Tell he might learn more staying at Bayern Munich than he will going to a team on loan. It depends on what team he went to and how much playing time he got.
Yes.
If he went to a team that was consistently in the top four, whether it's in the Bundesliga or not, they compete in Europe, so they're either in Champions League. Definitely Champions League. I wouldn't even consider the UEFA League. But if it's a team that is playing in the group stages for the Champions League, he's going to play week in and week out. Yeah. He's going to get those minutes. Like, I would support a loan for that. But at the same time, I think he will learn more from Harry Kane and the wingers than he will going on loan. And Tuchel's already shown that he will put him in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And especially with like one of our wingers leaving next year.
Yeah,
I think he just needs to. And this is the thing. Like when it comes to young players that come to Bayern Munich that have all the potential in the world, please stay. Just please be patient. Please just be patient.
Well, it's partly timing too. Like how did Musiala get into the first team? Because he showed that he was good. Mm-hmm. He waited for his chances. When his chances came, he took those chances.
Yeah.
And Tell's in the same boat.
I thought that we were going to lose Coman because Ribery and Robben would not fucking retire. Yeah. I really thought that we were going to lose him.
Yeah. But I think the Bayern board kind of forced them.
Yeah, I mean, they
had to.
Yeah, they were impeding the team's progress.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Joshua Zirkzee is another example, right? And Alexander Nubel's a perfect example. Bro, all you gotta do is just fucking wait a year, and Neuer's gonna be gone.
He's talking all that shit like he's that good though.
Yeah, I know. That's the frustrating thing too. Like, yeah, bro, you played at Monaco for 2 seasons and you weren't that good.
You weren't at Monaco.
But it's that impatientness, right?
Yeah.
Like, I understand. For goalie, it's a little different. For goalkeeper, it's a little different, right? Like, if you're not playing week in and week out, the only thing you have is training.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a little bit different, but his whole that whole saga, like, just leave.
Yeah.
Did you see Bayern was linked with that Israeli defender?
No, we yeah.
Did they sign him?
Yeah.
Was it official?
I thought it was official.
I didn't see it come through.
But yeah, man, I'm happy because he only wants to go to Bayern Munich. Right. I love a player that just wants to go to Bayern Munich. Yeah. That's why I was so sad about Tolisso, man. Yeah. He wanted Bayern Munich. That's what he wanted. No, it might not be official, actually. I think I read it before I came in. Yeah. But yeah, another player that wants to fucking be there that I feel like is willing to be patient. And that's what you need. Neuer's not going to be there forever. Right. And you need to be ready in the wings when he's not there. Like, yeah.
And that's why I love Sven Ulrich. Like, he's not the best goalie.
Yeah, but he knows his role, man.
He knows his role. And I love players like that, too. Like, Choupo-Moting's another example. Yeah. Like, he knows his role, and he is more than happy to play his role. Yeah. But, my Lord, when the chances come, both of them take those chances. Like,
Sven is the
fucking wall. I get nervous every time the ball is passed back to him. Yeah, yeah. But I'm getting better about it. He just fucking kicks it if there's nobody, and that's all you need to do, man. Like, just get rid of the ball. But Choupo-Moting came in and he laid off that really nice pass to Muller.
You think if De Ligt doesn't get like the playing time, do you think he'll be patient?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. I think De Ligt is future Bayern legend written all over him if he stays.
I like that.
Like he's what, 20? People forget that he's 24.
Yeah, he's
young, but he already looks like a leader. Mm-hmm. He passionate, commanding the team. Mm-hmm. Like that's the qualities that I think will turn him into one of the best defenders Bayern's ever seen. And Upamecano will make too many mistakes, and De Ligt will play. Like, that's just the way I look at it.
Do you think we'll sell Upamecano?
No.
Ever?
Probably not for another couple of years.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, what other center backs? My thing with Upamecano is he's a very solid defender. Like, he is good. If he could only get those mental lapses, like, out of his head.
Yeah.
And look at City last year, right? Close game. 1-0. And then, boom, Upamecano has a mistake, 2-0. Then the team makes a mistake, 3-0. That mistake led to that scoreline. Because City came to Bayern and played, and it ended as a 1-1 draw. And that's without a striker. Mm-hmm. So, like, we've shown that we can play with City. Most teams can't even do that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, without those mistakes, if he could limit the number of mistakes that he makes, then I think he's one of our best defenders. Because nobody complained about him until that City game. Throughout the whole year.
No, come on. Come on.
No, everyone, he would make mistakes, but it was never as costly.
Yeah, because none of those games were the Champions League.
I think he is a solid defender.
What?
I think he's a better defender right now than Kim is.
Kim just fucking got here.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about his time at Napoli. He won Serie A Defender of the Year. I think that Upamecano is a better defender than him right now.
I relate or compare, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Upa to Jerome Boateng. When he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
When he's on, he's fucking a wall.
Yep.
Boy, when he makes those fucking mistakes.
Yeah, it definitely gets a little rough. And but he offers a lot. Like
speed.
Yeah, he's an all around good defender. It's just he makes too many mistakes. So if he can limit the number of mistakes he makes, I don't think Bayern will sell him. Yeah. If he doesn't learn how to, then maybe the Bayern do sell him, but in 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And it really depends on the market and who's available and whatnot. Because what other center backs would you be like? Yeah, if Bayern were to buy him today, that would be an upgrade.
For Upa?
just a center back in general.
Martinez, Man United.
Oh, no.
What?
I do not. I don't. I am not a fan.
The man is smart.
I'm sure he's smart.
Tactically, just
yes,
he sees the game.
Right, but realistically, what could Bayern buy him?
Oh no, that's not. Now you're adding parameters.
I'm not adding parameters. Situation. I'm saying, like, I don't like. I wouldn't see Martinez as an upgrade.
The boy's smart.
Yeah, but just because you're smart, don't mean you're not going to make mistakes. You're saying Upo's dumb because he makes mistakes? That's what it sounds like.
No, I'm just saying the boy is like. The thing I like about Martinez, man. He's quick. He's not the quickest. He's not quicker than Upa.
Yeah.
But the way that he sees the game is just different.
Yeah.
His anticipation. He doesn't get caught out much. That's why I say.
Yeah. I mean, there's not many defenders that would be an upgrade for Upa right now. That's the way I look at it. So it wouldn't make sense for Bayern to sell him if they don't have an ideal replacement lined up already.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't think you'll see him sold.
Okay.
But if he can, like I said, if he can limit those mistakes, we'll be in prime position for Champions League, and to win the league again this year. So
what are your predictions for this year?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's only game one.
I know, game one.
But we're winning the fucking league, baby.
Yeah, expectations is definitely the league at a bare minimum. That is the Bayern standard. So,
yeah.
And in this, I do want to bring this up because a lot of people talk about it, right? Did you know, since the Bundesliga was founded in 1963, that the Bundesliga has had more winners than the EPL has in that same time frame? So from 1963 until now, the Bundesliga has had more winners than the EPL.
Wow.
I always find that interesting.
That is pretty interesting.
Did you know also in La Liga has had 7 winners ever.
What?
In their 110-year, 120-year history. They've had 7 winners ever.
What about Serie A, do you know?
I do not know Serie A off the top of my head.
And
people will be like, well, the EPL wasn't founded until 1992, the way we see it now, and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But even if you go back, it's still the same teams.
Yeah.
Like maybe they might have a couple more, but it's like I just always find it funny because everyone calls the Bundesliga a farmers league, which frustrates me, right? Because what does that even mean? First of all,
so I'll tell you what it means because how I grew up in Germany. It's a small town. The town that I grew up in has like 100 fucking people, right?
Yeah.
For those of you that want to know, look it up. It's called Hohenfels. Hohenfels. Small ass fucking town. And it's people from the club, right? And some are from the neighborhood that play for the club. Mm-hmm. And so like in those other leagues, right? There's people that have fucking day jobs.
Yep.
And so they fucking
it's like Saudi. It's like the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah. And so that's why they call it a farmers league. But the Bundesliga, I mean, I'm sure there's people that have like fucking other jobs who's not getting paid multi-millions of dollars. But farmers league is it's harsh.
Yeah,
I can see that with the French league.
Yeah,
or like any of these other leagues.
Well, and another comment I see all the time is, Bayern Munich just buys the best players from the other teams, and I'm like, that's not true.
That's not true.
Lewandowski came on a free. Yeah. Leimer came on a free. Rudy came on a free. Guerrero from Dortmund came on a free.
Mm-hmm.
The only players that Bayern has really bought from another Bundesliga team over the last decade, I think it's like Upamecano, Sabitzer, and Goetze, I think, are the only 3 that Bayern have spent.
How many years?
Like 10. Dortmund has bought more players from Bayern than Bayern has bought from Dortmund over the last 10 years.
Yeah, but ours are more profile or high profile.
Yeah, right. Well, true, but that's just the result of being a top 3 team in the world. Yeah,
get good, scrubs.
Yeah.
No, I think that. What was your question again?
I forgot.
Fuck.
Yeah.
No, we were talking about predictions.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sorry. Bayern Munich will win the league.
Yes.
That is my prediction. Bayern Munich will make it to the semifinals of the UCL. That is my prediction.
Okay.
And Bayern Munich will not win the Pokal. That is my prediction.
Them's fighting words. Bayern Munich obviously will win the league, right? That's what I feel in my heart. Bayern Munich will win the Pokal. Bayern Munich will make it to the final, but not win.
Who do you think is going to win the Champions League this year then?
I think it's going to be United.
Gross. I do not think so.
I think so.
No, I think United, they signed Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a dud. I really do.
Why?
It's just something about, and we can talk about Serie A and how it defendingly, but bro had 8 goals as a starter in Serie A.
That's a more defensive league, man.
I get it, but it's not that. Come on. You gonna go from a defensive league to what, the Premier League?
You expect him to Messi his way through every fucking team?
I don't expect him to Messi it, but I expect him to score more goals than Matthias Tell did.
Dude, when that's fucking funny. But that's also a different league, though.
Yeah, I get it. I just
and a different type of player.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be a dud, not because he's a bad player or anything like that, but I think that United wanted Harry Kane, and when they did get Harry Kane, they settled.
Oh, of course they settled. We all settled in this.
Right, but I think he has the quality, or not necessarily the quality, but like he could be good. But he's already injured.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know
he's already injured.
Oh man, that's funny.
You know what I mean? So like, I just think he's going to be a dud, and I don't think Marcus Rashford's going to have as good a year as he did last year. Because he really carried
fell
them.
off towards the end of the
exactly.
year.
Yeah. And so,
all right, well, let me take that back. Let me think. Let me fucking think. All right, let me.
You didn't feel that one in your heart?
Yeah, I didn't feel that one in my heart. Let me think. Hold on.
I mean, you got City, Arsenal.
I don't think City's gonna. Ooh, Arsenal does look good, but I don't think they have enough to win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Wrexham United. No, I'm joking.
Ryan Reynolds would be thrilled.
Oh my god, he'd lose his mind. Man.
I'd sell the team after that.
City, I don't think can do it. Not twice. Huh?
I do.
You do think
City is so fucking good. Kevin De Bruyne got injured, and I was like, oh, maybe City won't win it. But then they just came out with his diagnosis, and it wasn't like as serious as made it out to be. But City has somehow gotten better.
Without Gundogan?
Yes.
I think that, or not Gundogan.
They kept Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
And who else did they have that? Someone else. Another team was interested in, and they kept him too. Oh, us. Yeah, fucking Kyle Walker. They kept Kyle Walker too. So, they kept Kyle Walker, so I think, like, it's got to be, City's good.
I don't think so, man. They're not a 2 year in a row type team.
I don't know. Erling Haaland's so good, though.
He hasn't scored in how long?
What's one game in the season?
No. I'm talking about since last season. He didn't even score in the fucking... What did they just play? Not the FIFA World Cup.
No, it's the...
Super Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they did not look good against Sevilla, but...
That's what... Well, Sevilla's no fucking slouch. People need to stop. Come on. They... Back-to-back fucking champs.
Yeah, it's like
come on.
You were the best team in the second-rate league.
Hey, whatever.
But they played Bayern Munich well, too, when we played them in the Super Cup. Like, exactly. They're consistently there. They're not a bad team.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think City has a good chance to win again. I think Arsenal look good, but like you said, I don't know if they quite have it yet. Bayern's there. I'll tell you, honestly, if all of PSG's signings can do well, hey,
when does that ever happen?
Dembele, they signed Giancarlo Ramos.
Yeah.
And they got rid of
Neymar.
You're right. They got rid of Neymar. And so here's the thing. I find it funny that when Neymar left, Mbappe is like, okay, I'll talk now. Like, was there something there?
I think they've always butted heads.
Yeah.
I think they've always butted heads. Neymar wants to be the the man, but
the conductor.
the conductor, yeah. But all of France is behind Mbappe being.
He's going to Real Madrid next year, though. So, like, and honestly, if I was PSG, I would have accepted that $300 million from whatever Saudi team offered that.
Yeah, but just because they accept it doesn't mean that they're.
Yeah, I know, but I would have done it out of principle.
They could accept a $2 bid from me.
I would have. Would you still give him 100% of his image rights?
Nah, that's not happening. I need some money. But yeah, man, I think I don't know. Arsenal, PSG, they have a fundamental. They have a cultural problem. They have an organizational culture problem.
I agree, but I think they've gotten rid of the players who were causing that.
As long as Varane is still there, their problem's gonna stay.
Who?
Varane.
Oh, yeah.
As long no. Yeah, I'm thinking of who am I thinking? Verratti?
Oh, Marco. Yeah,
Marco
he was linked
Verratti.
with Bayern.
Yeah, and I didn't want him because
I was
he's
like,
not.
no,
He doesn't. He as long as he's there, that problem's gonna stay.
Yeah, well, I'm 95% sure his mother is his agent, and I think she's just hard to deal with.
That's fucking funny. Good of the family, I guess.
All right. What are your predictions? I got one more. What are your predictions for next week? Our next game.
Our next game.
Yep. I think we play on Saturday.
We do. All right, this is what I will say. Right. Augsburg is one of the hardest games of the fucking season for us.
Yeah, so it's
consistently.
Mönchengladbach.
Oh, yeah.
So Augsburg and Mönchengladbach just tied 4-4.
Yeah.
So clearly they can score goals, but then again,
their defense is lacking.
We're weird though because we have trounced over Augsburg before.
Dude, it is always a hard game though. It's always a hard game. To me, I would say that the Augsburg games are harder than the Dortmund games, in my opinion.
I mean, the scoreline would probably reflect that over the last 5 meetings, but I don't know.
So predictions. I think that one's going to be... But then again, we didn't have Harry fucking Kane.
Yes.
Now that I think about it. HK, as they call him in my household. But, oh, man. We're going to get caught on a counter. It's going to happen. Because Augsburg, they sit, they press, they're going to force a mistake.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you my thoughts after.
All right, they're going to force a mistake. Traditionally, now this 4-4 scoreline does not show that they're fucking sitting and pressing, but traditionally that's what they do.
Well, every team plays different against Bayern. Anytime Bayern plays anyone in the Bundesliga, maybe except for Dortmund, maybe except for Leipzig, once in a while, it is 10 men behind the ball in counterattack.
Yeah, I say 3-1. 3-1 Bayern.
Okay. Who's his goal scorers?
Harry Kane. Harry fucking Kane with a brace. Sane with a goal.
Okay.
Assists. I got Davies. All right. I got Davies with an assist, man. I loved how he was playing. But I don't think he'll have that much freedom against fucking Augsburg. They're a little bit more tactically disciplined.
Yeah.
Werder Bremen, I think they just be out there. They fucking do the team meeting like 10 minutes before the game or some shit. Like, all right, you're a left back, right?
Yeah.
No, but Davies, I think Kane is gonna have an assist, and I don't know. I don't know about the third one.
Okay. I think Bayern's going to win 5-0.
What the fuck?
Yep. Saying it now. 5-0.
Saying it now. Say it proud. Say it loud.
Harry Kane with a brace. Sane with a goal.
Okay.
Gnabry with a goal.
You think Gnabry's going to start? You think he's going to play?
Mm-hmm. And then I think Musiala will finally grab a goal.
You think so?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not going to go through assists because that's a lot. But I will say that I said 5-0.
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant 5-1. Because Bayern Munich will give up a goal on a set piece.
Oh,
whether it's a corner or a free kick. It's gonna or a penalty.
Yeah,
They're gonna give up a goal. I just think it's gonna be off with corner kick. But that is my prediction.
Okay.
Standing by it. I'll even put it in the Discord so everybody sees it.
Put mine in there too.
Yeah.
3-1.
All right.
Because we be fucking up against Augsburg, man. Like, this shit is annoying.
Yeah.
But okay, cool, man. Dude, this was fun.
Yeah, I
really
enjoyed
like
it. Definitely we'll have some more to talk about. Dortmund actually starts playing right now, so I might go watch the game.
All right, I gotta get ready for a barbecue.
Nice.
But hey, let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you want us to keep talking about shit that we kind of know about.
Amen.
All right.
Catch y'all next time.
Peace.